Chris Brophy, musically obsessed. Chris Brophy, musically obsessed with vinyl CDs and cassettes. Chris Brophy, musically obsessed. Oh yeah! All right, I've done a video for my favorite vinyl reissues of 2024. I've also done a video for my top metal albums of 2024. I'll leave links below to both of those if you haven't checked them out. Today I want to show you some of my favorite non-metal CDs released in 2024. Let's start with Mr. David Gilmour, Luck and Strange. Anytime Mr. Gilmour is going to release another album, I get excited, and this one's a good one. You even get his daughter singing on this album. I've done a review of that. I should probably leave a link for that below too. How about Mr. Scott Reynolds? Do you know who he is? He's got a new album out in 2024 called Magic Beans and Time Machines. And that's actually a picture of Scott Reynolds. He was the lead singer of the punk band All. He also sang for a band called Goodbye Harry. He also sang for the Pavers. He sang for Bonesaw Romance, and now he's doing solo stuff. This was produced by the drummer of Black Flag and the drummer of the Descendants, Bill Stevenson. Really good album. He plays a mean nylon string guitar, kind of jazzy, kind of punk, really cool album. Any Fish fans out there? They've got a new album in 2024 called Evolve. It's a good one. I really like Fish. My favorite album by them is Rift, but I always appreciate a new album by them. I just wish a lot of these CDs had the jewel cases, because what ends up happening is I put them in an empty jewel case. I'm sort of crazy about trying to slide them in and out of there, so these get the non-jewel case treatment. Remember the Jesus and Mary Chain for albums like Psycho Candy and Darklands and Automatic? Well, they came out with a new album in 2024 called Glasgow Eyes. It's very interesting. I like it. It's a little bit more electronic. That's cool cover art too. Thank you, Jesus and Mary Chain, for putting it in a digipack format for me. I like it. So if you like the Jesus and Mary Chain, I would definitely check this one out. Deep Purple. They're still making albums. They came out with one this year. It's produced by Bob Ezrin. The last couple have been produced by Bob Ezrin, called Equal One. The only negative about this album is the cover. I wish it was something different, but the songs are there. I like the sort of jam-like quality that this CD brings. And, you know, I miss the screams of Ian Gillan. We don't really have them on this album. I think there's a couple times where he tries to scream, but it's a great album. And to have Deep Purple still making new music in 2024, yes, please. Johnny Cash. I'm a huge Johnny Cash fan. Album's called Songwriter. Now, when Johnny left Mercury and before he signed with Rick Rubin and American Records, this was the album he was working on at the time. And so you get some actual demos from what would become songs on the American albums. It's just a great album. And the single was All Right, which is about him meeting some girl at the laundromat. Just typical great Johnny Cash. And like I said, you get early versions of Like a Soldier and Drive On that would appear on the American albums. And he even does a cover of Sweet Baby James, sorry. Johnny Cash, Songwriter. Sticking with the country theme, I saw this guy a few years back. One of the legends of country music, Dwight Yoakam. He has a new album out called Brighter Days. And his son, actually, his young son appears on one of the songs. So if you want to hear his son singing, maybe some of his first recorded vocals. Check out this album. It's typical Dwight. Honky tonk, rock and roll, rockabilly, hillbilly, bluegrass, country, and that great voice of Mr. Dwight Yoakam. And lastly, I'll end with another legend of country music, George Strait. I love this album, Cowboys and Dreamers. People forget how many #1 songs and #1 albums that George Strait has. And he keeps coming out with them. Now, I'm going to tell you the best song in this album. It's called To the Moon. Written by another country singer, Marty Brown. To the Moon is one of those songs that I'm hoping in the spring and the summer of 2025 might become like a wedding song for a lot of people because it's that good. So Mr. George Strait still coming out with quality country music in 2024. Bye for now.